Hillary and Bill Clinton are getting a divorce. Not the marital kind, of course. Look, if they survive Monica Lewinsky, their marriage can survive anything. But there's been a lot of media chatter and stories written about how Hillary Clinton, Democratic presidential candidate, is now walking away from her husband's legacy, turning her back on the policies that he pursued as president. There's a little bit of a flaw in this storyline, which I will helpfully explain. The very policies that Hillary Clinton is distancing herself from, or recalibrating, or recalculating, or just plain changing, Bill Clinton is renouncing as well. And the reason is not that complicated. He was president in the 1990s. It's almost a quarter century ago. The things that he did then don't fit, in many cases, the culture that we have in 2015. And even the former president recognizes that. So it's, I guess it's a very great headline to say Hillary, Bill, they're kind of splitting up ideologically. But in most of the cases, it's not true, because Bill is also saying that we need to change some of those policies. What am I talking about? Gay marriage is perhaps the most obvious. It was Bill Clinton who signed the Defense of Marriage Act back in 1996. And of course, since then, he has renounced it. Hillary has evolved along with much of the country and much of the Democratic Party. She not only now favors same-sex marriage, she wants a constitutional amendment to enshrine the rights of gay couples to get married. But again, she's not leaving her husband behind. The country has changed. 37 states now allow gay marriage, and the Democratic Party has changed. And the political momentum is all on that side. So, of course, Hillary Clinton would actually be out of step with today's Democratic Party if she took a different position. Same thing in criminal justice, much in the news, of course, because of the riots in Baltimore. And here you had Bill Clinton, who signed a crime bill that, among other things, not only gave more advanced weaponry to local police departments, but was responsible for a surge in incarceration, something like 2 million Americans now behind bars. And he says that they went too far in reacting at the time to a huge upsurge in crime fueled by crack, and a perception, I think, that the Democratic Party was soft on crime. Bill Clinton was trying to change that, move the party in a more centrist direction. So Hillary Clinton is saying we've done too much incarceration, we have to reform criminal justice. Again, she hasn't really parted company with her husband on that, but it's a very different situation now, with crime rates not at the levels that we saw in the 1990s, and with a consensus that even some conservatives agree with, that we've locked up too many people for petty crimes or drug offenses, and that is not a good thing for society. Now, the one thing where there may be some distance has to do with the trade bill, because Hillary Clinton is kind of trying to straddle that, this trans-Pacific partnership President Obama is pushing. Much of the Democratic Party does not like it. It was Bill Clinton, as a free trader in 1993, who pushed her through the NAFTA agreement against the opposition of some in his party. And so, to the extent that Hillary is now cautious about embracing this new trade deal, it shows you how much the Democratic Party has changed when it comes to free trade, which is seen by the unions and by many liberals as hurting workers here in America. The argument for it, of course, is that our economy benefits when you have more unfettered global trade. So what's fascinating is that Hillary Clinton's emerging positions, as she moves to the left, no question about it, moves more toward the Elizabeth Warren ring, or perhaps we should call it the Bernie Sanders ring, does reflect a more liberal Democratic Party, just as a time when the Republican Party is moved more to the right since George W. Bush was president. But the idea that it reflects some split within the marriage versus the Clinton presidency, it's a great headline. Just doesn't have to be true.